Hi there, this is to help you do the first half of a Space Invaders game on the Microbit. So the very first thing you're going to need to do is to go to the Microbit website, click on New Project, and let's call it Space Invaders, and then click Create. And come in here, and we're going to be needing to first make the ship that moves back and forth. Ship with a P. We're going to be doing that using a sprite, but the way Microbit handles it is we're going to start by naming it with a variable. So go into the variables area and click on make a variable, and we're going to call that ship. Okay. And we want to set the ship to be a sprite when we start the game. So on start, we're going to grab a set ship to 0 block and put it into on start. But we don't actually want to set the ship to 0. We're going to set the ship to be a sprite in a certain location. And those are in the game controls down in the advanced area. So now if you notice, if you open up the advanced area, there's a game category right down here. And we want this very first create sprite at x2, y2. I'm going to click that into there. You'll notice that that puts the dot in the middle. We want it down in the bottom row. And remember, the y values are 0, 1, 2, 3, and the bottom row is y value of 4. So we want to change the y value here to 4. Right up here, and with that at 4, you'll notice that the dot is now in the bottom row there. Okay, so we've got our sprite. Now we need to be able to move the sprite around using the A and the B buttons back and forth. So remember, right now it's at an X value of 2. We're going to want to move it to the left by making it 1 or 0, or to the right, making it 3 or 4. So moving it to the left with the A button will mean removing an X value, and moving it to the right is going to be adding an X value. So you want to go to the input area and grab a button block. Okay. Now remember, the A button, we want to change the X value of that sprite by -1. We want to take away 1, because right now X is 2, and if we hit A, we want X to be 1 to bring it right here. So for that, we need to go to the game category again down here. That's again in advanced. Go to game, and we want to move the sprite. So get a sprite move block. It's the 4th one down, and let's put that in there. But then we don't have a sprite named sprite. We need to make it ship. Okay, so we want to set the ship, or change the ship, move by -1. Okay, and if we test this out now and we press the A button, it moves to the left. Very good. So now we need something for the B button to do. So I can 2-finger click on my on button A block and duplicate it. And we could make another one from scratch, but this is faster. And change the A to a B. And now we want the B button to add 1 to our X value. So the A button takes away 1, and the B button adds 1. So we can now move our ship back and forth. So you have completed making the ship sprite. So congratulations. The next part we're going to do here is to shoot like a bullet. So we're going to make a second variable and call it shoot. Okay. And we want that shoot to happen. It would be great if we had a space bar, but there is something in input here where we can have the A and the B buttons together. And when we press those together, we can get it to do something different. Obviously, in the simulator, you can't click 2 buttons simultaneously, so it creates a little fake A plus B button so we can fire. On a real Microbit, you would have to click both buttons at the same time. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we did at the beginnings. We're going to get a set shot to, so that's in variables. We want to set a shot, not to 0, but we want to do the create sprite thing. So let's go get that first create sprite block and put that into 0. Now here's the thing, we don't want it, when we press there, to have a bullet just, or our shot be right in the middle of the screen. We actually want it to come from the ship and go upwards. So we need to get the bullet to be wherever the ship is. Now thankfully, in the game category, there is a round block here that can get the location of a different sprite. So let's grab this one, sprite X, and put that into the X section. But instead of sprite X, we're going to say ship X. We want our shot to start at the X value of ship, and we also want it to do for the Y value of the ship. So go back to game, get a sprite X, put that in the Y value, change this to ship, and change this to Y. So right now, this should say set shoot to create sprite at X, ship X, Y, ship Y. Okay, so that will make the shot start wherever the ship is, with the X value of the ship and the Y value of the ship. Now we want our bullet or shot to be brighter. So we're going to increase the brightness of that. So that's going to happen with a sprite change block. So we're going to drag that in here too. And we want that to be shoot. And we're not going to change the X value. We're going to change the brightness by 80. It's going to make that shot a little brighter. Okay. And then now we need it to move up the microbit. So when we click the A plus B button, we want the shot to move up. Now, right now, it's at Y value of 4. We want it to be 3, then 2, then 1, then 0. We're going to take away 1 from each time. And that's going to be 4 times doing the same thing, taking away 1. The fastest way I know how to do something 4 times or a number of times is with a loop. So let's grab a loop, grab a repeat 4 times. And now we're going to go down to game, and we want to change the Y value by -1. So we need a sprite change block. Let's get a sprite change block. And we're going to change this to shoot. We want the shoot to change Y by -1 each time. Okay, so let's try that out. I'm going to move that and shoot. And wow, that went really fast. And the bullet stuck up here. And over here, it goes really fast and gets stuck. So there's 2 more problems we have to solve. We need to slow the bullet down. So while it's moving in this loop, we want to put a pause in right here, okay, in the loop. So each time it's going a little slower. So we're going to go to the basic category and go near the bottom and get a pause. And let's pull that into our repeat loop and watch how fast that goes. So that's not bad. That is not bad. I'm going to try it, changing it to 150, slow it down a little more. Notice 150 is not in the pull down menu, but you can type any number you want in there. And let me try, press play, and yeah, I like that. A little slower. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is have the bullet or the shoot feature not just stay up here in the top row. We want it to go away once it gets there. So the last function we need to put in is a game function. It's the second one down, and that we want to delete the shoot sprite. So we're going to delete the shoot sprite. Okay, so hopefully that will get you caught up, and hope that helps. We'll finish this off in part 2.